up? This your girl, Miss Mink, and you are officially in Mink's Room. Today we're here to talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 8. This is the conclusion after the Galentine's event, you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. So we pick up where we left off, where the girls are at the Galentine's Day event, and Destiny and Stormy are going back and forth, you guys, and Stormy tells Destiny, you ain't got enough, bitch. And Destiny was like, bitch? Oh, hold the hell on. She went to go and grab a chair like she was about to throw it at Stormy. And Stormy said, what you gonna do with that chair, girl? What you gonna do with that chair? And honey, Destiny got scurried to the back by Kimmy and Tisha. They grab her, drag her to the back, and they're trying to calm her down. Melody is trying to tell Stormy, like, look, y'all ain't got no beef for real. Y'all chill out. So she calmed Stormy down. And I appreciate the fact that Melody went to the back to go and check on Destiny. Even though they're not in the best place right now, she still went to go check about her friend, you know. So I can respect that. So Melody goes to the back, and she's telling Destiny the same thing she told Stormy. Y'all ain't got no beef for real. Like, no, y'all gotta cut this out. I don't even want this to go that far. This wasn't even between y'all. So Destiny tells Melody, well, I wasn't talking to her. I was talking to you. She pulled a Stormy. I was talking to you. Melody's like, yeah, I know, but you guys don't even have no real beef like that. Y'all don't have no issue, so I don't want y'all to start fighting over this situation that me and Tisha got going on. So then we see Stormy talking with Tiffany, which I told you last episode. I forgot if Tiffany was even there, honey. Tiffany, who's the leader of the usher board, honey, she was passing around on collection plates, okay? It is Holy Communion. It's the first Sunday, honey, and Tiffany trying to make sure the church hit their quota, okay? That everybody's paying their tithes on time, okay? So she ain't really had nothing really to say until everything had already popped off. Tiffany was sitting back, eating her popcorn and collecting tithes, okay? So Tiffany tells Stormy, hey, think about your baby. And I love the part where Stormy was like, oh, my baby? He cute, ain't he? I know. Like, what? What does that got to do with anything? I thought that was funny. But Tiffany was trying to tell her, like, look, think about your baby. Don't do anything irrational or crazy. We are on TV, okay? So make sure you act accordingly. Don't get out of character and fight, because when this shit play on TV, you're going to be embarrassed and you're going to regret it later. So I get where Tiffany was coming from with that. She was looking out for Stormy. And Stormy was like, nah, girl, because she was mocking me. Like, did you see her mocking me? Like, what was all that about? And Tisha comes from the back. Tisha goes to Stormy and was like, look, girl, I know you was upset or whatever, but we can't have you drinking no more around us, because you be getting lit off of one drink. Stormy was like, girl, that alcohol ain't got nothing to do with it. That girl provoked me. She was mocking me. And I don't even know where that came from. I never had an issue or problem with Destiny. This could have got solved with a conversation. Tisha tells Stormy, well, when did she mock you? I didn't hear her mock you. And Tiffany piped up, finally, and says, yeah, she did mock her. She was mocking her. Tisha was like, oh, well, I didn't hear that. Yeah, we know you didn't, Tisha. Try to take Destiny's side all of a sudden. Now you team Destiny because you got an ally to go against Melody with. Like, get out of here, Tisha. She's such a follower. Tisha was like, well, y'all didn't have to get to that level. Y'all's situation wasn't that serious. With me and Melody, she called me a whole bitch. We cut back to where Melody, Destiny, and Kimmy were at, and Melody's still trying to calm Destiny down, and she comes back to the front, and she sits next to Stormy, trying to get her to calm down, like, hey, calm down, shh, don't be saying it all loud, you still talking, I'm talking, girl. But Tisha was like, when Melody called me a bitch, that's when Melody pipes up and was like, well, Tisha, this is my issue with you, because when we left the reunion, you went up there, and you said that I was a bad friend. Tisha was like, well, no, I didn't say that. Carlos asked me, and they showed a flashback, which he did. Carlos did ask Tisha, what did she mean by rolling her eyes when Melody was talking about why her and Destiny fell off. She didn't say anything at first, but she did roll her eyes and shifted in her chair, which prompted Melody to address Tisha in that moment. Like, okay, I did say that. Yes, Tisha, I did say that. And when Carlos asked Tisha, what did she roll her eyes about, that's when Tisha was saying, well, I just feel like Melody is only friends with people when it benefits her, and when she don't need them anymore, she gets busy. That was her words. But Melody was saying that she had an issue with that, and Tisha was like, well, I thought we was fine after the reunion. And Melody made a great point. Melody was like, well, how could we be moving forward in our friendship if you still have all these underlying issues with me, and you think that I'm not being a good friend to you, or I'm not being a good friend to anyone? Why would you even try to reconcile our differences and mend our fences and become friends again if you feel like I'm not a good friend to begin with? Make that make sense, girl. And she was right. I agree with her on that. That made no sense. So Tisha, get out of here with that. You just checked you on that. Point for Melody. Then Melody makes another great point where she says, my marriage has been talked about for the last 3 seasons. And now that the blogs are talking about your marriage and your husband, that opens up conversation and opens the door for us to talk about what is being said on the blogs and what's going on in your marriage. Just like y'all were talking about my marriage. So I get that. I understand where Mel's coming from with that. Another point that she made. So then Tisha says, well, the only reason why me and Marsau were talking about your marriage is because we went on live talking about all the things that you have said about us. We had to rebuttal against all the things that you were saying about us. And then Melody says, girl, what have I said about y'all? Name one time that I have lied on you and your husband. Name one time that I've lied. So then Tisha pipes up and say, well, where's the proof, Melody? Own your shit. Like, where's the proof? You keep saying that, but y'all have yet to provide any proof of my husband's infidelity. Where's your proof? Then that's when Mel hits her back and says, girl, good on YouTube. That was a good one. Because we are talking, honey. The YouTube streets is talking, baby. And we talk about that man at least every other week. Like, it's always something coming out about Marsau. So I was weak when Melody said that. She told no lie, okay? No lie, no lie, no lie, yeah. Okay, no lies here. Where's the lie? I guess Tisha got tired of losing this argument because she dropped a bomb on Melody and says, well, look, Melody, at the end of the day, in the beginning, when we first started this whole thing, you and Martell called us personally and begged us not to speak about the infidelity rumors because you didn't want it to be on the show. It ended up backfiring on you, and everybody found out about it. Ben knew about Martell's infidelity. So that's when Melody said, what? Really, girl? You knew Martell was cheating on me? And Tisha says, yes, you're the one that told me, Melody. What do you mean? You're the one that told us about it. You're the one that called us and told us about it. And I was like, fuck Martell. You knew this man been cheating on you for 3 years and you stayed with him and then you messed around and had a baby by his ass. Honey, when she said that, Melody got pissed off, girl. She got up and she said, you know what? I'm not even about to do all this, girl. I'm about to go ahead and go. Kimmy, thank y'all for inviting me, but I got to get up out of here because I'm not trying to go to jail tonight. So Melody gets up. Her and Stormy, they walk out. They sashay the fuck up out of there and they get into Stormy's Go G-Wagon, baby. Come on with the big body. Yes, I love it. That was a hell of a goddamn exit. But, honey, that whole argument blew the fuck up. And if I was Melody, I probably would have jumped across that goddamn table. Ain't no way in hell the teacher gonna keep on talking about me and mine, but get mad because everybody is talking about her shit now. Because Marsau is giving reason to make us talk about it. And they did the same thing to Melody and Martell the whole 3 seasons of this show. It was the focal point and the topic of conversation for the last 3 seasons. And now that the shoe's on the other foot and the tables have turned, oh, how the tables have turned. And now that her and her marriage are on Front Street and they're in the hot seat, now it's the problem. I cannot get with Tisha as she is just so hypocritical. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, I would have got the fuck up out of there too. Because ain't no way in hell I'm about to go back and forth with somebody that ain't got a leg to stand on. And that's on period. We get to the next scene, and we are at Maurice and Kimmy's house. It's Kimmy's birthday. Maurice surprised Kimmy with breakfast in bed. I thought that was so sweet. And she looking like, who cooked this? And he was like, me. Don't look like I cooked it. She was like, oh, okay. And they sit on the bed, and they're talking, and she gives him the rundown as to what happened at the Valentine's Day event, honey. And Maurice was just looking like, wow, all that popped off? Maurice honestly thinks that Melody is the common denominator, which I kind of see his point. But at the same time, I don't think Melody is to blame for all the stuff that's going on. Brings up Melody versus Martell, Melody versus Destiny, Melody versus Tisha. And I do see what he's saying, but I still don't think that Melody is the blame for everything. And Kimmy says, well, what are we going to do for Jalen's housewarming party? How am I supposed to invite certain people that don't get along with each other? There's too many people that are at odds right now. I don't know who to invite and who not to invite. And Maurice says, well, if you don't want to bring Melody, then that will solve a lot of issues between all of the people that she has a problem with. But on the flip side, if she can't come, would you want to invite Martell? And Kimmy's like, for what? And I'm looking like, for what too? Well, why would you want to invite Martell? Like, nobody gives a damn about Martell. Get the fuck out of here, Maurice. His old caping ass caping for Martell. Ain't nobody think about Martell. So Kimmy was like, no, I kind of don't. What do I need to invite him for? And Maurice was like, come on, why not? And Kimmy was like, no, I'm not with the foolishness that Martell got going on. Talking about him and baby mama. Martell was liking the comment. that had to do with the photo of the boys' trip in Atlanta. She didn't like that because it seemed like he was implicating Maurice at the scene of the crime and making it seem like, okay, he was there, and that whatever Maurice said on the reunion about him not being there or seeing Martell being unfaithful to his wife Melody at the time, that he didn't want to be implicated in that, and everything he said was a lie. He is a liar. Okay, a liar, in the words of Miss Medea, honey. So Kimmy not feeling that. She's like, no, I don't need to invite him for what? So Maurice was like, well, let's call him up and let's go ahead and clear the air right now. Kimmy like, okay, I don't got no problem telling him about how I feel to his face. So he calls and Martell picks up the phone and he's all in a tripping mood. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what you doing? And Maurice is like, hey, what's up, man? I just want to let you know that Jalen's housewarming party is coming up. And I was just talking with Kimmy about it, and she's sitting right here. We were talking about who to invite, who not to invite, because we don't want to cause any friction between our guests at the party. And it's a possibility that Melody won't come. So I told Kimmy, well, if Melody doesn't come, how about we invite Marty? So Martell gets upset, like, wait. So y'all asked her already? Y'all asked her before y'all asked me? Is that what you're saying? And Kimmy was like, yeah, because I'm not down with the foolishness, Martell. Maurice was like, well, I just want, us to clear the air and everybody to be able to speak and say, their piece or whatever, how they feel or whatever. Maybe we can meet up and talk about it or whatever. Martell fires back and was like, well, I ain't know we had an issue or a problem. So you going to have to tell me what's going on and clear it up for me. Kimmy was like, well, I have no problem sitting down and telling you how I feel, Martell. So they're going to meet up and have a sit down and talk about what Kimmy's issues with Martell is. And I don't blame her because he needs somebody to really check him. Because he's been going on a rampage lately. Nobody is checking him. Melody is not dealing with him anymore. Unless they're co-parenting and it has to do with their kids, then Melody is not checking for that, okay? Don't check for me unless you got to check for me, okay? And I don't know if he's paying child support or not. But nonetheless, he better not be checking for her because she ain't checking for him. Like, she's not getting in his business. Melody don't want to be a part of Martell's mess. He's always surrounded by mess. Mess follows him. Like, Kimmy ain't with the mess either, and she checked him because he need to be checked. And I'm glad for once the man ain't doing it. Marsau, I'm looking at you. So then Maurice tells Kimmy that he has a surprise for her because she was looking stank in the face like, why you just set me up like that? So then Maurice whips out the plane tickets on Kimmy's ass and got her back excited, got her back in the mood because they're going to Miami for her birthday. I thought that was so sweet. And Kimmy and Maurice, they head over to Miami. He already got the bags packed. Kimmy is so happy. She's ecstatic. They're going to go to Miami, live it up, and have a romantic trip. So that's good for Kimmy. I'm glad she's getting a double honeymoon because she done went on a trip, just went on a trip, and she going on another one. So she went so long without her honeymoon, she got to have two. Go ahead, Kimmy. I ain't mad at you, girl. So then we see a fish named Wanda pull up to Black where Marsau is. He's supposed to be getting shadowed by Marsau. And she pulls up and Marsau is looking like, dang, you couldn't even park in the line? And she was like, I do what I want to do. I park where I want to park and when I want to park and how I want to park. Wanda is a trip, y'all. Wanda J. Blige, she is a trip, y'all. She is a mess. So they have their back and forth banter like they always do. They can never get along. We know this. So then she comes inside. She talking her mess as she walking in like, it's clean here today. You clean this up just for me? And Marsau was like, no, it's always clean. Like, what are you talking about, woman? They always got some slick shit to say to one another. I like their little relationship. So they get to the kitchen. And she was like, I know what this is. I know this is the kitchen. And talking about some don't disturb the cook. And she's like, I ain't gonna mess with him. And he walks her over to the sink, talking about go ahead and get them hands in that dishwater and make it hot. And she said, oh, I just got my nails done. I'm not about to get up in there. I'm not touching that water. You got me messed up, okay? Marsau was dead ass. And she was like, no, I'm not touching that water. You got me fucked up. And she was dead ass too. Anyway, they get to talking, and Wanda said, are you acting funny towards me because of what's going on here in these streets, talking about you in a bed in a hotel, that picture that's going around? And he was like, what you talking about? What? He used a little segue to get to that picture. You know damn well how he was out there ain't got nothing to do with that picture. He had like that all the damn time to see Wanda. He can't stand her ass. We know this. So that was just a little segue for her to get into the mess, because we all want to know what's going on with this. Marsau give her some bullshit ass answer like he always do. You know he can never answer a question straight out. He always got to go around it and give indirect answers, which we all can't stand. He been doing that. I don't know why he still does that. So Wanda says, okay, well, is it you? Is it you in this picture? And Marsau says, well, that's not me. I don't know if it's me or not. I mean, I haven't seen my back before. The fuck you mean? Marsau is a bullshitter. He's a gaslighter, just like Martell. They both get on my damn nerves, beating around the bush, can't answer shit. Ooh, 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 ooh. Always gotta lie and bullshit they way through a conversation. It gets on my nerves. A fish named Wanda says in her confessional, well, if you ask me, I think it was your big ass back in that photo. I think it was his ass too, because it was the ears for me, honey. It was the ears for me. So Wanda gets fed up and she's like, look, Marsau, cut the bullshit. Was that you in that photo, and was you in Atlanta that weekend? Because I could have sworn you was in Atlanta around that time. Weren't you in Atlanta around that time? And he said, yeah, I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta with my friend. And she was like, what friend? He was like, Tisha knows all about it. And she was like, oh, so Tisha knew. He said, yeah, Tisha knew. Okay, well, I'm going to check back with her on that. But then a fish named Wanda says, oh, so you was in Atlanta. So was you in the hotel too? You know, over there laying up after you done did the do? And Marsau says, what does that mean? And she said, you know, handling business. And he said, I don't know what you talking about. Always beating around the bush like he always do. And Wanda said, you know what? I peeped that about you, Marsau. That's when she dropped that 1-2 punch about, oh, well, yeah, you like to tell the truth real quick, but you lie real slow and beat around the bush. So then Marsau comes back with the one-headed quitter talking about, oh, well, if it was me and I was cheating, then you would have had a receipt on me by now. Nobody has produced any type of receipt. And one thing you would never, ever see about me is find a receipt on me. And Wanda looked at him like he was crazy. She said, what? Like, did he really just say it to me? Yes, ma'am, he did. I don't know why y'all don't see what Marsau is doing. He is clearly lying, and y'all just let him run around and say whatever he wants to say. Like, it's cool. Like, come on, man. This is crazy. It's been going on way too long. If y'all know if he's cheating for real, please produce the receipts, honey. We need to see him. It is tax season, okay? Even though it just ended, okay? It is extended now. In the name of the Scots, okay? It is extended. Produce them, please. So then we cut over to Stormy and Mel. Mel went to go visit Stormy at her house, and we get to see Stormy's cute little baby. He is so cute with his green eyes, and he was just bouncing all over the place in Mel's lap, and she was holding him, having a good old time with him. You know, Mel got baby fever too, because she just had a baby. Stormy takes him to the back so they can sit down and talk about the Galentine's Day, honey, because this is the night after. So they're sitting down talking. Mel says, girl, I had to take a couple aspirin last night, honey, because my head was just throbbing, honey, after all of that. And Stormy was like, yeah, that was crazy. I don't understand why it got to that level, why I got as crazy as the guy. Like, I am just shocked. And Mel was like, girl, I know. I just came on over here to check on you and see how you were feeling after all of that. So Stormy says that she was thrown off the most by Tisha and the way she was acting. She was like, did she act like that? And Melanie was like, nah, girl, she came out of nowhere with all of that. I ain't know where that came from. That Bessemer came out, honey. I don't know what that was all about and all this hostility where it's coming from. And then Stormy was like, and Destiny, I don't know what her issue is with me. I didn't think we had a problem. I don't have a problem with Destiny. Never had an issue with her. And I'm just trying to figure out where's all that coming from, why she was mocking me. That came out of nowhere. I don't understand. Made me understand that. Me and Destiny could have had a whole conversation before it blew up to where it got. So then Melody says, speaking of that, well, I did talk to Destiny. And Stormy was shocked, like, oh, you did? She was like, yeah, I did. I talked to her, and there were some things that she said that you were saying and doing that caused her to react the way she did. So Stormy like, well, what did I do? Like, how did I provoke her to make that situation happen? Make it make sense for me, honey. Melody was like, well, you know, I want you two to sit down and talk. I want us to come together so we can talk about this. And you guys can come to an understanding because you really don't have any beef with each other. And I don't want it to escalate and get any worse. So I would like for y'all to sit down and have a talk and get to the bottom of things. So then that's when Stormy says, okay, girl, well, you might have to have security present because if she do what she did before, like she tried to throw that chair and I was looking at her like, what you gonna do with that chair? Because you ain't gonna hit me. If you try that shit again, oh, honey, it's going to be right where the fuck it was at the first time, okay? Melody just look at her like, ooh, girl. So then we see a fish named Wanda go and meet up with Tisha, and they go meet up at a food truck because Miss Wanda is trying to open her own food truck, which she has open now. I heard the food is really good, although I heard the presentation is a little sloppy. Topic. But anywho, I heard the food is bomb. You know, Inspector Ratchet is going to get on this case, honey. So they're sitting down talking, you know, making small talk. She tells Tisha about her going down to Black and how Marsau was trying to get her to wash the dishes with that dirty ass sink water. And Wanda was like, no, that's not happening. I just got my nails done. And Tisha was like, well, Mom, you say you want this money. You say you want us to help you with your business. I go out of my way to get Marsau to do something for me that he didn't want to do, and you basically half-assed it. So it's like, you can't have it both ways, Mom. And Wanda was like, okay, all right. So anyway, enough of that. Let me tell you what Marsau said. Have you been hearing about what's been going around these streets and in these blogs about Marsau? Have you seen this picture? And Tisha's like, what now? Oh my God, what now? No, I haven't been on social media in a couple of months. What's going on? So then a fish named Wanda say, well, some people talking about Marsau was in Atlanta in a hotel room with some girl. And I went and I asked him about it. So Tisha was like, what? You did? Like, oh my God, why y'all keep trying to come in between our marriage and stuff? So Wanda was like, I ain't trying to hear all that. Have you seen this picture? So she click-clack, pulls up the picture, showed Tisha, and she was like, have you seen this picture on the blogs? And Tisha looks at it, and she kind of looks a little stunned, a little shocked, and then she looks at it again, and she goes like this, and she's like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of looked like, the ears for me, it's the ears for me, you know what I'm saying? That's what I was thinking when I saw the picture, but I don't know. You gotta drop down and get your eagle on in the comments and let me know what you think. You think it was Marsau, or do you think it was Janky? What you think? I don't know, y'all. I think it was him. I'm just saying. So then Tisha tries to cover it up, talking about, oh my goodness, after 4 years, this is what you guys come up with? Come on now, you gotta come better than that. Where is the proof? Where is the receipts? So then Wanda was like, are you really being naive and being blinded by the love that you have for this man that you can't see what's going on in front of you, girl? Like, what is going on, Tisha? The signs is right in front of you. And Tisha's like, no, I'm not being naive. No, I'm not being naive. You know she can't stand that word, 'cause that's her misconception, remember? So she can't stand that word. So Wanda was like, look, Tisha, I talked to Marsau and I asked him, and he said that he was in Atlanta that weekend and he was there with a friend, and he said that you knew about it. So Tisha was like, I don't know what you're telling me right now. I don't know what you're telling me. And Wanda was like, I'm telling you what he said, okay? He said that he was in Atlanta that weekend with a friend, and he said that you knew about it. So if I find out that you knew about it and you didn't tell me, I'm going to go around there and get him, and I'm going to get your ass too, okay? So Tisha was like, well, I'm going to find Marsau. I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And Wanda was like, yeah, you better, because I'm going to get you and I'm going to get him. And Mama Wanda is not playing, okay? So then we get to the next scene, and we see the Whitlows going to go meet up with Martell. We want to go check up on him, see how he's doing, because they haven't seen him since the book signing that Martell had. They get to talking, and, you know, Tiffany, we haven't heard much from her since the whole Galentine event. And the episode before that, she really didn't have nothing to say. Well, I forgot she was there. Child told she was collecting ties. But, so she can't wait to sit down and run tell that and tell Martell about what happened at the Galentine event. And she tells him the rundown about Stormy and Destiny about to fight, and Tisha and Melody about to come to blows. And he was like, dang, I didn't think it was going to blow up like that. God dang, man. Like, he missed the fight of the century, the battle royale. Yes, he did. He was like, yeah, see, that's what happens when you're not the yes girl for Melody. Yeah, when you don't do whatever she says, then that's when she'll turn on you. And she did the same thing to Tisha. Now she's doing it to Destiny. And you stick around, you won't be here long. And Tiffany looking like, what? You know what I'm saying? What? Like, should I be worried? But she didn't really defend Melody in his face. She kind of said to her professionals that Melody is just trying to close off all negative energy. And, you know, if that means cutting off some people in her life, then that's what she got to do. But she could have said it to Martell's face if she really was, you know, having her back, in my opinion. And then Tiffany goes, oh, well, everybody tried to say last year that Mel was my bodyguard, and now Mel got her own bodyguard, and her name is Stormy. So she threw her a little shade to Stormy or whatever, which is kind of true, because last year Melody was speaking up for Tiffany a lot of the times, and now Stormy is speaking up for Melody, so she don't even have to, honey. She got her minions, honey. She got her ducks in a row, honey. Her yes girls, honey. That's what Martell says. Then Martell brings up the boys' trip to Lewis, and he's like, are you coming, man? What's going on? We going to Atlanta. You're invited. It's going to be lit. Down to go. And Tiffany looking like, hey, well, didn't y'all just have a boys' trip in Atlanta not too long ago? We're still kind of dealing with all that stuff now. And Martell was like, yeah, but you know, it wasn't even all that serious. You know, it wasn't that deep. And Lewis was just looking at Tiffany like, okay, aren't you about to go on a girl trip to Utah? The same trip that you kicked me off of? Okay. Tiffany going back because you kicked him off the trip that y'all supposed to go on together. So karma is a B-I-T in the words of Jamie. That's me. Okay. So the boys is pumped. They ready to go on a trip. They can't wait. Also in the confessional, Martell had mentioned that Melody is making it difficult for him to co-parent. And Tiffany had to make it known that she talked to Melody about why the kids didn't come to Martell's book signing event. And she told her about how she had a death in the family and the kids and her went to go handle that situation and pay their respects and condolences to their family member. And Martell was like, well, I didn't know that. Mel could have communicated that with me. She's making it difficult to co-parent cohesively, and I don't make it a problem for her. And it's all about communication. And Martell, you have to give Melody her space that she needs because you have hurt her deeply. As Mimi Fall said, you hurt me to the core, okay? You hurt that lady to her core. Y'all been married for 10 years. Y'all got 4 beautiful babies together, and you had an outside baby on her, and it could have been more than that. It is what it is. You got to take what come with that, all right? You got to take the bad with the good because it was good when you was getting them oranges from the other side of the track. Okay, everything was good when you went to go grab some of the, or you wanted some Tropicana motherfucking oranges. So you gotta lay in the bed that you made, dude, straight up. Then Tiffany asked Martell who's going on the trip, and Martell says, okay, all the boys, Lewis, Marsau, Maurice, you know, all the guys. And she was like, are you sure Tisha's gonna allow Marsau to go on this trip? And Martell and Lewis looking like, let him? Yeah, he's gonna be able to go. Everything cool with him. Lewis looking like, what you mean let him? I'm sure Martell can do what you want to do. And Martell was like, yeah, what you mean? And she was like, well, come on now. You know who wear the pants in the relationship. Looking like, what? What you mean? Aren't the guys supposed to wear the pants in the relationship? And Lewis was like, yeah, I wear the pants in the relationship. And Tiffany was like, when I let you. I was like, come on, Tiffany. Okay, this is our world, and them guys are just living in it, okay? We are letting y'all live in it, okay? Facts. Then we get to the last scene, you guys, and it's so dramatic. We thinking it's about to be a little bit more. You know, Owen got to cut it all right at the good part. So we see Tisha pull up in the Benzo, okay, over the black to go pull up on Marsau and get to the bottom of what the hell is going on in these blogs, honey. Because her mama is on her ass, and you know, Inspector Ratchet is on the case. Okay, and on her case. So she calls him and tells him to come outside. She's like, hey, babe, are you in black? He was like, yeah. She was like, okay, I need you to come outside for a minute. He was like, all right. So he comes outside, and he walks up to her window, and she's like, go ahead and get in. And he was like, this is a long talk. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, okay. Yikes. So he gets in the car, and then it fades to black, and the episode goes off, y'all. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what the hell is going to be said. How's he going to lie his way out of this one? Because you know he is with his beat around the bush, indirect ass. He getting on my fucking nerves, you guys. I can't wait to see what's going on with that. I can't wait to see the sit down between Stormy and Destiny, honey. I also want to see what this sit down with Kimmy and Martell and Maurice is going to be about. Because Martell was a little bit spicy on that phone, honey. I'm glad the phone broke up and cut off. Because he was about to say something that I'm sure he would have regretted later and try to apologize his way out of that. Like he always does. I can't wait to see what happens next episode, you guys. So go ahead and drop down and get your eagle on in the comments and let me know what you think about this episode. Tell me what you think about my review. Go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you can get the drop every time that I drop. Also, stay tuned for more videos that I'm about to upload and drop. So make sure your notification bell is turned on, okay? I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.